Okay, so this is our typical ternary phase diagram. You may see it has a 3 axis, and every axis is divided in equal parts. Let's say here it is shown as a 0% to 100%. Now you may also draw this graph in fraction, means starting from 0 to maximum up to 1. And another way already you may see here it is in percentage, 0 to 100%. And there are two different ways to, let's say, draw this or understand this graph. Either this is anti-clockwise and another is a clockwise. So here you may see in some of the graph it may be considered that the lines are considered as at its 100%, while the corners are considered at 0%, and in exactly the opposite way you may go in different way, like you may consider these corners as 100% and lines, or let's say its opposite axis, as a 100%. So just give me an example, like if we consider the line as a 100% and corner as a 0%, so how you can go through the sessions. So let's say just make it zoom. So suppose one of the component here represent at this line, means it is 100%. So suppose if I am putting my point here, then this point represent the concentration of exactly opposite, let's say whatever it is in opposite to this particular line. So suppose I am talking about the concentration over this line, right? So it represent the percentage or fractions of, let's say, this component, because it is not labeled right now. I will show you exactly the labeled diagram, but right now I'm just giving you a very brief about this ternary phase diagram. So suppose, let's say, this second line, so this second line represent the 90%. So 90% means of whatever the component you are selecting for this corner. In same way, if we consider this line, so this is again the representative line for the 90%. So 90% of what? So 90% of exactly in opposite corner to these lines, right? So of this component. And in same way, if we consider this line, so this line also represent the 90% composition, but 90% of what? So exactly its opposite corner, right? So this component. So this is how we can read the ternary phase diagram. But the thing is, today we'll show how to prepare a ternary phase diagram for the micro emulsion and let's say self micro emulsion drug delivery system. Okay, so just 1 minute, let me open some files so we can easily discuss the matter. Okay, okay, now suppose if we consider a micro emulsion. So micro emulsion is basically consists of 3 or 4 component. Actually we should start with emulsion, so I will not show you the brief theory of emulsion, but obviously emulsion is consist of 3 component: oil, surfactant and water, right? But when we say micro emulsion, so micro emulsion have a distinctly different size of droplet, let's say at micron size range, and at that size then we need to stabilize the system, because as we reduce the droplet size, the system stability get let's say at negative level. It means it's the most unstable. So in most of the micro emulsion we need to add oil, surfactant, water, and one more component we will say co-surfactant, right? So you may find the what the role of co-surfactant and why we need to add co-surfactant in the micro emulsion preparation or in the preparation of self micro emulsifying system at some, let's say, good review or some good book. So let's say another formulation is self emulsifying formulation, or more let's say profoundly recognized as SEDDS call. Okay, so what are the components of SADs? So except water, they are same as of micro emulsion. Okay, so in case of emulsion we are pretty much acquainted with how to prepare the emulsion. We have to mix oil, water, and surfactant. We have to mix either oil and surfactant or water and surfactant, and then we have to add the another component with vigorous steering or sharing, right? But when we say micro emulsion, so we need to either mix oil, surfactant, and co-surfactant, and then we have to add the exact amount of water, so it will create a uniform uniphasic system, because this micro emulsion is considered as a uniphasic system, right? So when we say uniphasic means though it contains oil and water as their components, but the composition of these all fours are in such a way that everyone get mixed with each other and create the one, let's say, transparent system, which generally you cannot find in case of emulsion, right? The characteristics of emulsion is its whitish white or semi-white look, right? While in case of micro emulsion, its immediate characteristic is its transparency. So if you are mixing oil, surfactant, co-surfactant, water in perfect proportion, then you will get a transparent system. So we can call it as a, let's say, perfect micro emulsion. And if we talk about the self micro emulsion or self emulsifying system, so again, if it is a micro, then the system will be transparent, and if it is just a self emulsification system, then again it will be a whitish, cloudy, or milky colored final preparation. But the only difference between SMADs and micro emulsion is at the time or in the formulation, there will be an absence of partial or complete absence of water. So this is a completely different formulation. So as soon as we add this preparation in the water, it will form a micro emulsion by its own, or just a minor or simple agitation. So as a SMADs, as a preparation, we do not include the water within its composition, right? So we can say it is a emulsion. Actually it prepare emulsion as soon as we dilute this preparation with water, right? So this is a basic difference. Again, we are not discussing the let's say is detailed theory. I suggest you should go with the good review or review article or some good book. for understand detailed principle and understanding of these two formulation. So today I will show you how to prepare a ternary phase diagram for the microemulsion. Why we need to prepare a ternary phase diagram? So we need to identify the area, a perfect area, or the composition, a perfect, or let's say combinations of compositions. If we select that particular combination, then we will get the transparent or uniphasic system in case of microemulsion. Beyond that area or beyond that combination, we will have a emulsion, right? How can do that thing? So you know the basic process. The basic process, first you need to select your oil, you have to select the surfactant, and you have to select the co-surfactant. Again, we are not discussing how to select the oil, surfactant and co-surfactant. It's a part of let's say basic theory. But once you have selected this component, you have to develop its mixtures. Now how you can develop its mixture? So as you know, you have to prepare ternary phase diagram, and we can only incorporate 3 components for our 3 axes in ternary phase diagram, but we have a 4 component here. So what we'll do, we will merge 2 component, and we will call them as a SC, surfactant co-surfactant mixture, yeah, simply S mix. Surfactant co-surfactant mixture. So now we have a 3 component, oil, surfactant and co-surfactant, right? So now how we'll go or proceed with the identifying the region in the ternary phase diagram which have a most possible combinations of these 3 component, and if we lies within that range, then it will be a perfect micro emulsion. So simply the experiment start like with these 3 column, and what we have to do is we have to prepare, obviously we have selected if single oil, then it's fine, and we have to prepare S mix. So now we have to first determine the ratio of the surfactant and co-surfactant. Generally we start with 1:1, then we may reduce and raise this ratio. So mostly people start with 1:1, 1:2 or 0.5:1, right? So we may start with these 3 ratios. So let's say for the first experiment I have selected 1:1. So this is 1:1 mixture. Now what will I do? I will take at least 10 let's say test tube or beaker or vials, depending upon how much quantity available with you and how costly these oils and SME means how much quantity you may afford in your experiment. So I will select that apparatus, glass apparatus, and I will start experimenting with that test tube, right? So I will just take at least 10 or 9. Okay, now what I will do, I'll take the amount of oil in increment of 1. So 1 ml, 2 ml, 3 ml, 4 ml, 5 ml, 6, and so so this is just a quantity in ml, and this is also a quantity in ml. Mostly we find this material in liquid phase, but here now I will do exactly in the opposite manner. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so ultimately the total of the oil and S mix in each of the test tube will be 10 ml, right? Now what I'll do, I will start titrating each one of this sample with water, but preferably it should be double distilled water, because the presence of iron and soluble matters within the water may interfere with this delicate system. So we generally start with the double distilled water. So we will fill this water in our regular burette, and then we will titrate our this first sample with the water. How will titrate? So I will add the water drop by drop in this mixture. I will add one drop, and then I will mix it. Now you may have lots of option for the mixing, right? If you have setup like you have mixed your oil and asmic in the beaker, you may mix it with the, let's say, magnetic stirrer, or if you have mixed them in this tube, then you may utilize a vortex mixture. Okay, so I will add water drop by drop. And what is the end point? So the end, because it's a titration, so obviously it must have an end point, but the end point is you have to add water until your system get, let's say, opaque or whitish or semi white look. So let's say if you have added 0.5 ml in this first case, right? So it might be possible that after adding 0.5 ml of water in 1 ml oil and 9 ml S-mix, you will have a still a transparent system. So you add further 1.5 ml, total will be 1 ml, still it is transparent. And so in same way you are adding the water in incremental manner, and let's say at somewhat 54 ml or 54.5 ml, you get that your entire system get transformed from transparent to cloudy whitish look of emulsion. So what it represent, up to the 54 ml, up to the 54 ml in this system, 1 ml oil, 9 ml S-mix and 54 ml of water, your system is uniphasic because it was transparent. As soon as you have added just next increment of water, 0.5 ml, your system transformed from micro emulsion to emulsion. Now it is emulsion, it has droplets of oil, but it is no more micro emulsion, it is now emulsion, because it has represented its typical white or milky white appearance, right? So this is how you can titrate it. You can let's say select your endpoint, and in the same way you have to, let's say, titrate all of the sample. Now how you can utilize this data to prepare your ternary phase diagram, and why we call it a pseudo ternary phase diagram? Because what does it mean by pseudo? So pseudo, when we say pseudo ternary, means actually it is a system of four component. Which four? One is oil, one is surfactant, one is co-surfactant, and the fourth is water. But as we have mixed the surfactant and co-surfactant as a S-mix, it is now 3 component. So actually our there are 4 component in our data, and we are plotting a graph, ternary graph, with this 4 components. So actually it is a of 4 component, but we are getting 3 component system. So that's why it is called pseudo ternary. If we just utilize oil, surfactant and water as a 3 component, then it is a perfect ternary phase diagram. So this is why we call it as pseudo ternary phase diagram. Now how you can plot a ternary phase diagram? It's a simple calculation we need to add here. So now we have totally here 64.5 ml in our system, right? 1 ml oil, 9 ml surfactant and 54. The total is this 10 plus 54, that is 64.5 ml of our system. So first we need to calculate the proportion of each of the component in our data, right? So as I said you, this proportion is either in percentage or in, let's say, a fraction of 0 to 1. So we need to transform this value into proportion or percentage. So how can do that thing? Simply I have prepared the data. Say for example, this is our data: 1 ml oil, 9 ml surfactant, 89 ml of water. How can do it? You simply just put the equation like I have did here. It is not a big mathematical science. You have to simply make a total, and you may see the equation, right? So what I did is I have just divided the sum of the total volume with individual component and then multiplied it with 100. So it's a simple formula, and you better need to just check the total of all these component or proportion must be 100%, because as I said, the internal phase diagram, the proportions, maximum proportion allowed are 100%. Okay, so here the sum is 100%. So now these are my data. Now what I can do is there is one tool which is available online, which called ternaryplot.com. You may simply see here ternary plot. It is a freely available tool on which you can plot your ternary phase diagram, and this tool allowed you to prepare your ternary phase diagram in 3 different way. You may just place your points, you may just place your lines, or you may find the area. So we are interested in area, so we'll change the variables here. The name of variable I will just say, let me zoom it. So let's say I have just written oil, then surfactant and water. Now again, actually we don't have surfactant, we have S mix, because it's a pseudo ternary phase diagram. So it's just a mixture of S mix 1:1 proportion. So I have labeled it properly. Okay, now I will just paste my data here. So as soon I paste my data, and you may see this is a blank ternary phase diagram, but once I place my data and just I will click the button plot area, it will plot all my data here, right? So you may see the first parameter is oil, second is S mix, and the third is water, right? So and I got this area or this region. If I select any of the region within this or any of the point within this region, it will give me a perfect micro emulsion, right? So let's say if I select this point, so what does it mean by? So it might be a representative line 90%, right? So I need to mix 90% of S mix. Then if this is the point, then it is a representative line for the oil, so it might be a 60% of oil, and in similar way the water would be 80% around, right? So suppose I mix this composition, I will get the microemulsion. If I select this proportion, then still I will get the microemulsion, means uniphasic system. So this is how I can identify my area. Now suppose I want to explore the more possible area, because as I said you, this is pseudo ternary phase diagram. So what I need to do is I have to repeat the experiment by just changing the proportion of co-surfactant with surfactant, right? And once I have it, so it might have a different data, and based on that data I may get the different region. So it might be possible that this region get broader with the with increasing the proportion of S co-surfactant, or it might be possible that it may get reduced, right? So I may also have an idea what is the impact of co-surfactant over my microemulsion, right? Now as far as concerned to self microemulsification, as I said you, it is just a mixture of oil, surfactant and co-surfactant. We do not involve any water in the system, so that is why we need to make a minor change in our experiment, because now we are not utilizing a water in our system, so we can titrate it. So how you can identify our region for the perfect SMADs? So obviously, instead of titrating water, we will prepare our mixture, oil, surfactant and co-surfactant, and then dilute it, right? We will dilute it with fixed amount of water, right? Let's say 200 ml of double distilled water. And you know what is the characteristics of SMADs or SADs is, if it is a SMADs it must be transparent, and if it is just a SADs means it's just emulsion, it must be let's say milky white in look, whatever it is, but it must get emulsified just by mixing with the water, right? So if we are getting a complete transparent or self emulsifying composition, then we will put it as a yes, and if you are not getting it, then we will put it as a no. Then what we'll do, we will just we will select the point which has a capability to self emulsify, or capability to not only just self emulsify but self emulsify with transparency. So we'll just select that point only. So let's say in our composition, if we got these 4 points which have self emulsifying capability as well as transparency, then we'll just select this 3 point, right? And as it is a mixture of surfactant and co-surfactant, and we are not utilizing water here, so we will select surfactant and co-surfactant separately as our component, and we will draw a perfect ternary phase diagram. Okay, so again, drawing of phase diagram is similar as I shown you people. So if we have a appropriate, let's say, composition, so previously I have shown you that the we'll select the composition of surfactant and co-surfactant in 1:1 manner. We can then calculate the composition or proportion of each one of them later on. Let's say you have added 1:1%, 1 ml of oil, 9 ml of S mix, then we can decode it, or we can recalculate what is the proportion of surfactant and what is the proportion of co-surfactant. Now say for example, if I taking 9 ml of S mix of 1:1 mixture, then we can understand the amount will be like 4.5 and 4.5, right? In similar way, if it is 8 ml, then it will be 4 ml and 4 ml, right? So this is how you can calculate the proportion of each of these 3 components, then transform the this proportion into the percentage, and then again utilize this tool to plot your region. Once you have the region, it means if you select any of the point within this region, then it will be a self emulsifying or self micro emulsifying formulation, right? So this is how generally we work with the let's say preparation of micro emulsification or self micro emulsification system. Okay.